Welcome back to my channel. I'm Seraphine Rocha and I'm with Chelsea Atia. Hello, beauty.
Hi.
We are talking about the Hills episode. Can you say the title for me?
That's math right there.
Yeah, they have some of the worst titles this
They do.
season. I hate to say it. We're going to dive right into this episode. We're leading up to the big Red Songbird Foundation charity event for Jason.
Yeah.
And you're seeing everyone get ready. You see that Caitlin, they do this montage at the beginning of what everybody's doing.
Yeah.
You see Caitlin looking like she's going to be moving in with Chris.
Yeah.
That happened fast.
Yeah, I would really like to know the exact timeline of this because I know Justin Bobby mentions it later on. Like, what? That's crazy. I actually think, P.S., I think he was a little sad.
I think he was too. Those two had like a little flirting vibe.
They did, and I think they would have been great together. Timing was just not on their side.
Yeah.
But I would love to know the timing of this because
Me too.
He said, weren't we just in San Diego and you were flying free? And I don't know if that was 2 weeks ago or 2 months ago. So.
Yeah, it was interesting, and I wonder why the secrecy. I'm just curious for the real story. Then we see the Pratts and Gunnar, who is very aware that mom and dad need money. And
As he's wearing his Gucci t-shirt.
Yep, with his crystals all on his neck. I was like, oh boy. I mean, at least they're keeping it real.
Yeah.
And then we have what I think is, God, again, like the storyline just went, was Danny and Brandon.
Yeah.
They appear to be okay, but there's like, you can just tell.
I think
like
he's
no
kind
chemistry.
of over it now too because she's just totally checked out. She's at the charity event on her phone.
Oh my God. I wanted to knock that out of her freaking
And
hand.
he's literally sitting there staring at her and like probably mortified because it's like Jason is up there giving his speech. At least that's the way it's edited.
Yeah.
But I would be so embarrassed
No,
if my
I would
person
be.
was.
I would be too. And she's, again, beautiful girl, but
Super
just
beautiful.
a snooze.
She is.
Oh, so then we have, I actually love this scene with Audrina, Caitlin, and Carolyn.
Yes.
And Carolyn goes to, because, you know, Audrina's talking about Brody to them. And Carolyn's like, do you just have shitty man radar? And I'm like, ding, 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 ding.
Yes. I think that they came there to grill her about Brody because Caroline's like face when Audrina starts talking, she's kind of just like, she has this like a little bit of a sneaky, like we've already talked about this in private kind of face. She's totally loyal to Caitlin. And I think she felt like that was wrong of Audrina to not just be like totally transparent about what's going on. But yeah, that scene was interesting.
I loved it. And I love that Caitlin just told her like it is.
I like Caitlin.
I mean, she is, and you know, you can tell that she loves, she'll always have love for Brody, but you can also tell that she's like, this is what I had to deal with. And P.S., the last girl he dated who had a kid.
Yeah. He said he couldn't date a girl with kids. And so I think Audrina's face was like, yeah, and she finds out shortly that maybe Brody isn't, you know.
Yeah.
I think Brody likes the butterflies of flirting with someone.
100%.
And then as soon as it gets a little bit more serious, he's like, he's moved on.
Totally. And I feel like with the whole thing between the two of them, I so have been in Audrina's shoes where it's like trying to make a shoe fit that doesn't. Mm-hmm. You know, you love the shoe, it's on sale, but you know what?
It's on sale.
You know, you're like, yes, and you're, Urgh! And then you're like, why buy the shoes? You're never going to wear them because they're painful.
Yeah.
And Brody acted painful.
Yeah, he did, which is, you know, hopefully someday he's going to be alone if not.
I know. I'm like, don't be a bad sale shoe.
Totally. That's his own prerogative. So.
It totally is. So then we go into this interesting, deeper meeting with the Pratts because obviously they're not in the scene for the charity event.
Yeah.
And they make reference to just like their finances.
Yeah.
You know, we see a scene earlier with, Spencer and Brody, and he's like, no more Gucci store for me.
Yeah.
They're being very transparent, and the financial planner is interesting because she looks pretty young.
She does.
I was like, I don't know. I feel like the Pratts need like an older person to be like, you know, this is how it is. But,
Yeah.
you know, who knows? I can't discredit her. She's probably given them, at least they know now that they have to make some sales. And I love that they have a yard crystal sale.
I know. And you know that it's just every episode is more and more clear that Spencer is 100% the one that's been just blowing all their money.
100.
I mean,
I've actually never really seen portrayed on a reality show, which again, I love the honesty.
Yeah.
Of a man who's like, I'm not good with finances.
He's terrible.
He's
Like,
awful.
what about that crystal that costed $10,000 to like deliver?
And they
Who
paid
does that?
65. I think they spent $65,000 on the crystal.
Yeah.
I was like, what are you talking about? He's so funny, but he's also like, you understand now why I think Heidi is the way she is.
Yeah.
You can really see that she like has to rein him in. She's got a little wacky do in her too, so he brings out that good side. But wow, I mean, that would be hard. That would be very hard.
And to have like still a great relationship with each other and still so loyal and not hold any kind of resentment and putting you in that situation, they really are like a very strong, powerful unit. She loves him so much.
Oh my God, when she was crying about the crystal business and saying how much it changed him, again, like for how much you want to make fun of them.
Yeah,
I mean,
they love each other.
They love
much.
each other, and they could do the most wacky thing, and the other one is like, no, I don't care. I support you.
Yes.
I believe in you. And why do you like this wacky thing?
You know what's crazy is I heard the same thing about Ken and Lisa Vanderpump.
Yeah.
The reason why they've like, not to segue to this, but just a quick note, the reason why they've just been able to stay married for so long is he has supported every single one of her dreams. He's never doubted her. He's supported her. Hers aren't as crazy and wackadoo as theirs, but some similar kind of like approach.
I think it's a testament to commitment and finding your person and God, not being a Brody who's always looking for the next best thing.
That's the saddest thing I think in today's world is I think that's why relationships don't last very long, because as soon as you're comfortable and you like have the person, whether it be, you know, a really casual relationship or a marriage, that like a lot of times they're looking for the next best thing.
Yeah.
Because it's not only in relationships, it's just in life. Like no one can just appreciate what they have and realize that maybe the grass isn't always greener on the other side.
I mean, we literally all have ADHD in relationships.
Yes.
I think all of us are like, you know, swipe left, swipe right. Oh, I'm in a relationship. Oh, I'm moving in, I'm moving out. You know, it's
very quick. But I just think like that old school, we stick through that good times and the bad.
I love seeing it.
Me too. You know who else I love that's done this is, I mean, I know that they're at odds right now, but Jason and Ashley.
Yes.
She's also stuck with him through some really hard times, and now he's being really supportive with her, and he doesn't complain about anything because he doesn't have, you know, the place to right now. He's kind of still in the doghouse.
Well, and I think it's interesting if you don't stick it out. I mean, everyone goes through tough times.
Everyone. I mean, my parents have been married for 35 years. You think they haven't had hard times? They have, but they stick through it, like some really hard times.
And when you come out on the other side, that's
that
when
much
you know
stronger.
100%. So we've got, you know, the event was interesting because it was his house he grew up in?
Yeah, but it was gorgeous.
I mean, can you imagine that being the house you grew up in?
I know. But I liked the way the person, whoever that person was at the event, said that's just showing you that there's no discrimination with
alcoholism.
Yeah.
Alcoholism. Yeah. No, you were so dead on with that. This was the weird part of this.
Justin.
JB in the house. Oh my Lord. Him and his band.
I know.
And the song he introduces is Where the Drug's At.
Yeah.
And then he prefaces it in the interview where he's shirtless with
I
suspenders.
know.
I'm like, uh-oh, you're going to get the Bobby again. I'm going to give you Justin Bobby. JB is in a leather jacket, shirtless, but he opens up the jacket for a moment. There's suspenders in it. And then on stage, like, he's like writhing and
I know.
Thrusting.
This is like an older crowd too. So,
Oh my gosh.
but you know what? I think it's cute because Jason and Justin
And
Bobby are pretty good friends, and he wanted to support him. And I like Jason.
I do too. He's a loyal friend, and I think the
very
reason why
loyal.
we always like get his name all over the places, I think he has two egos. One is Justin, where we love him,
yeah.
and Bobby's like the freaking dude in the shirtless leather jacket.
Isn't the name of the band like Bobby Rocks or something,
Yeah, something
like that?
Yeah.
Okay, but Justin Bobby does redeem himself, I think, in this episode, because I really loved how later on Heidi and Spencer are talking about their meditation like retreat or
Yes, that they want it.
wellness retreat, and he kind of says like, I think you should extend this olive branch and invite them. And then when the Wallers, when they talk to the Wallers, they're like, we're not going, and he's like, I think that you should use this, you should be the bigger person. So I love that kind of encouragement. I think that he's like really, I like the way that
He's growing up.
he's growing up.
I love
Just
him.
needs to put on a shirt.
He just needs to put on a shirt. He does. But I do like his little highlights he's got going in that
He's
mane.
totally going for a Jason Momoa vibe.
He is. I'm like, he's going to grow that hair out, man.
Yeah, I like it better than the short hair from season 1 of New Beginnings.
The flip thing, the flop or whatever. The flop. Flip flop. Then this episode goes, I thought it was going to end there. I don't know why, but it felt like it was going to end there. And then all of a sudden we jump into this kind of like weird dinner. And this was where Brody brings the girl in.
Two girls.
That's right. Two girls.
I'm like, what kind of message are you trying to send? I'm not being tied down is basically what he's like, I'm doing my thing. I don't have one girl. Can get whoever I want. He was totally sending a message.
And God, how awkward. It was cringy. And I was like, how did you go from like cuddling up with her around the fire?
He's just an F-boy.
He's too much. But then I did love that Heidi walks in, first of all, with that epic jumpsuit.
My God.
And she has champagne in her Hermes bag.
Every single party she rolls in late or later than everyone else, and she does. I mean, they said like, I make an entrance. Oh, that's an entrance every single time, and she's always got her boobs out.
She's got its tits out all the time, and I love that she gives 0 Fs every time. I'm like, you go, girl, do it.
Like everyone else is just kind of downplayed a little bit. She shows up with this. She's like the Lisa Rinna of
she really is.
The Hills.
She is the Lisa Rinna of the Hills.
Yeah.
She totally is. Then we've got the I don't know. This was really interesting because then like that it ends pretty abruptly. This scene was not like long, and we go right into the pizza girl party.
Yeah.
And I love the reference to Caitlin's pregnant boobs that Carolyn's like, because I'm sorry, but I thought the whole time, I was like, her boobs are ginormous.
I
and
know.
she's got these little arms. And I'm like,
I know.
And she's only a few months pregnant. I was like, wow.
No. Well, in her interview, the whole season, I'm like, gosh, her boobs are big. I didn't remember her having huge boobs. But
oh my God.
It makes total sense.
I've never thought more about boobs in a reality TV show than The Hills. I swear to God.
Between her and Heidi.
Oh yeah, it is boobs out all the way. Then we've got the Justin Caitlin letdown, which was cute.
It was really cute, but almost it was really sad though, because like they're obviously. I think when she's talking about, she kind of explains it a little bit to him, like I want to like find someone to have a family with. I think in his head he's probably like, that's exactly what I want.
Totally. I finally got there, but you beat me to it.
Yeah. So I was a little bit sad, but then he was like, did he pop the question or something? She's like, oh, no.
No, I'm just pregnant with this kid.
Exactly. And then like the next scene.
Yeah, I like that though. I what I did like is they gave like, is it
Caroline?
Caroline. I want to call her Caroline.
Yeah.
I like that they gave her some proper screen time,
Me
fleshing
too.
out her story of Pizza Girl. Her moment with her dad was really sweet.
Yes.
But I did love that Caitlin told her first.
Me too. I like that. Like now, I think Caroline was kind of seen as a little bit creepy before in past episodes. She's a great friend. She was so happy for her being pregnant and probably felt so flattered that she was the first one other than her family to know. And she was like, yeah, you kept saying you thought I had a boob job, because she does mention that when she sees Caitlyn because her boobs were huge. I can't stop talking about it.
We need to have like a ticker on this episode of how many times we say boobs.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, it was a
like
boobalicious.
Andy Cohen with
yeah, I know, right? The word of the day.
Yeah.
We said it 15 times. Take a shot. But they wrap up this episode in a really nice way, and I think you hit the nail on the head. I finally, they do so much editing on these shows, and they can really skew your view on the person.
Yeah,
and she's a cool chick. I think Caroline's awesome. She's not some creeper who's like, I want to sleep with all my girlfriends. No,
yeah.
She
has a boyfriend anyway.
Totally.
So.
And they were cute too.
They are cute.
Well. Well, we enjoyed this episode, but I'm really, really looking forward to I think the next episode is the last one.
Yeah.
I think it might be.
I think it is.
It's going to be interesting to see how they wrap this up with a bow.
I'm kind of sad.
I am a little sad because it feels like there were definitely some storylines. I wanted a little bit more with the Pratts, but I think that they're going to have a huge, they'll probably be the main storyline from their next episode with their retreat.
Yeah.
I think we're going to get a soft Tucker out of Caitlyn. I don't know how they're going to do the Audrina. I don't even know if they're going to do it because they are focusing on Caitlyn and him on the episode of her telling him that she's moving
I'm
in
excited
with
to see that. I think he's going to be really happy for her.
I hope he is, but I also kind of want him to get a little jab in the crotch because I don't like how he wrapped things up this season. I'm like, come on, Brody, grow up.
I don't think he's going to care. I don't think he's going to feel bad about it at all.
No, he doesn't care about anything. He's Brody Jenner.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for watching. Tell us your thoughts on good old JB and his awesome song, Where the Drug's At. Click the subscribe button. It's on Chelsea's playlist now, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. I listened to it on the way here.
We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.